Yeah.
What?
Oh, no. LiftTheTrucks.com has the juice.
So I want you guys to see in this particular point right here, Jalin Turner just hits this dude in the back of the head. And I want you guys to notice how is it that he actually drops, but then eventually he turns it into an actual high crotch. Boom, gets hit, look, straight to the high crotch. In other words, like as I was saying, this man is just thinking of wrestling. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the episode of Fight Feedback. I'm your host, Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C. And on today's episode of Fight Feedback, I'm going to be analyzing, that's right, one of the best grapplers in the UFC. That's right, I'm talking about Mateusz Gamrot. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing that name wrong, but anyways, I know him as Gamrot. He had a tough one with Beneil Dariush's last fight, but I still believe this man is dangerous. He has a fight right now scheduled with Rafael Fiziev, and it's the same reason why I want to break down Gamrot. I'm a huge fan. I watched this fight with Tsarukyan. I'm terrible with names, but anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about. Again, guys, this episode wouldn't be possible without our sponsors that try Lifted Truck. You may be a short king like Triple C. You may be a 5'4" giant, but out on the streets, I am the damn king of the jungle. So you guys make sure to go to LiftTheTrucks.com and get your lift on. Guys, enough talk. Let's take it to the big screen. Okay, so here we have it. Gamrot versus Diego Ferreira. I tell you what, guys, I had a chance to really to be a part of the Legacy Fighting Championship with Diego. This man at this time was ranked number 12 and Gamrot wasn't even ranked. Age of 31, 5'10" to 5'9". Obviously there's a 4 each. There's a 3.5 reach advantage by Diego Ferreira. But anyhow, let's hit the damn play button. So here we have it, guys. This is something that I do want to emphasize on. Even though Gamrot shoots from very far away, he does a really good job of actually cutting angle to actually get to his takedown. Let's hit the play button. Watch. Kind of far, gets it, but look at this turn. Look at how he's here, and he's gonna go ahead and shift his weight all the way on this side. Boom. You see what I'm saying? And right away, controlling the wrist, controlling the hip, and then just looking to come upper body with this man to be able to get the takedown. Now you're in his world. Gamrot doesn't bring just a jiu-jitsu game. Like he's got a pizzazz of wrestling to him that if you don't respect it, like he will take you down from a pretty far distance, and he does a really good job of actually catching angles. Just like that. Slick. It's a feel that he has there. Yeah, and this is one fight that I will bring up because this was pretty much the first time that I ever really had a chance to watch this dude fight for the first time. It was against Armen Tsarukyan. I'm sorry. Armen Tsarukyan. A lot younger fighter. He's pretty short for being a lightweight. He's one of us short kings, with a 2-inch reach advantage with him. So this was one fight, guys, that I will talk about that really made me a fan of Gamrot. Because in this fight, it's almost like he knew that he was down, and he was eventually, he was able to win the third, win the fourth, and eventually win the fifth. As you saw the fight kind of progress, and you thought it was going through Armen's way, but he was able to change that. Let's hit the play button. Yeah, this is round 3. Yep, this is where the tide started to change. Now you guys notice. There you guys know he just dropped, like not a whole lot of level change, but he was able to just drop and actually get to the takedown. Look, boom. As soon as he kind of covered distance, and then right away, look, notice how he's gonna drive him this way. Hit the play. You know what I'm saying? He's cutting him back this way. He didn't drive through him. This is why he was able to get the takedown. Yep. Got him to bait. The dude react was already too late, but again, it's his angles that makes Gamrot dangerous. when he gets to the leg, he does a really good job of just shifting and swifting everything. So everything's pretty much in position. And now we have him against the cage here. Now we have, notice how he's putting pressure on top of his opponent here. And obviously he just snuck the leg in, but either way, he was doing the right thing. Is he's got all the weight on his opponent's hands. And this is how you control. I love the fact that he was looking for that wrist already, but notice this. Notice how he's above the knee. You guys see the knee here? Notice how he's above it. Well, a lot of times when people tend to do these positions, they like to be a little below here. And this is why people get out. But the simple fact that he's against the cage and he's got that thigh kind of nice and locked up. He's pretty much got a triangle on his, we call it scorpion, but he's controlling him right there. Go ahead. Yeah. This is one thing. I mean, this reminds me. This is how I ended up getting caught with Aljamain Sterling in this cradle position. But against guys that know how to scramble, you gotta be careful. Let's back it up. Gets the body lock, and again, guys, he's relentless. He's relentless. Go ahead. He's just relentless on the body locks there. Yep. And this was his last fight. This was Gamrot's last fight that he had with Jalin Turner. Jalin Turner's, God, even I want to say this dude's the tallest lightweight in probably UFC history. I mean, look at this. 6'3", dude. Like, who the hell is 6'3" at that weight? Crazy. But anyhow, this was his last fight. And I was watching this fight with I think it was a flyweight fighter. And I remember telling him, I was like, hey man, look at every minute and a half, and look at how this dude fights. Like, he will find every way to be able to turn the fight into a wrestling match and look for his actual takedown. Let's hit the play button. Okay, so here we have it. Now notice, boom, throws that right hand. He ate it, or he didn't even have to eat it. He smoked that right hand to be able to get to Jalin Turner's leg, and right away controlling the wrist. Look. Throws it, gets him to exchange, but before this dude starts to think exchange, this dude's already underneath him. He's already underneath his hips, and then watch. Look, depending on what you do, he'll either cut you back this way, or he'll take you for two to the opposite side. Let's go. You see what I'm saying? This time he decided to go with a normal double, where I've been showing you guys that it's been different. And then right away, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's doing the right thing of trying to look for these damn wrists. But there's one thing that he does do very well, is he's always on the hip. Notice everything that he's doing is controlling the hip. That way he grabs a nice bite of you. Yeah, Jalen's super long, dude. And again, but notice, got hit. Gamrot legit got hit, and he freaking turned it into an actual takedown. I mean, that lets you know that, like, in his mind, wrestling is going on the whole damn time. Like, literally, like, wrestling is going on the whole damn time. So I want you guys to see in this particular point right here, Jalin Turner just hits this dude in the back of the head. And I want you guys to notice how is it that he actually drops, but then eventually he turns it into an actual high crotch. Boom, gets hit, look. Straight to the high crotch. In other words, like, as I was saying, this man is just thinking of wrestling. Like, his whole art of his game is just based on him actually finding those takedowns. Whether he's moving, whether you're kicking, or whether you're punching him, he's gonna look to get to your legs. So this is the stuff that makes Gamrot extremely special, for the simple fact that he knows one. It's like Khabib. Khabib knows one. Khabib's got some tools that he's really good at, and he just continues to keep sharpening those tools. Yeah, and then he's out. Notice again, he's on the hip, and he goes tight waist again. Yeah, he's comfortable here. He's comfortable because if he can control you there, that means he has a bigger bite of you. And then and then eventually, but notice. Goes for the takedown. So there's been different ways that Gamrot's been able to get he's been able to get takedowns, whether he gets hit or whether they're actually kicking. But the only thing that Gamrot really does the whole time is he's thinking of wrestling. So as he kicks, boom. I was like, thank you. You just gave me your hip. Now I'm going to decide how is it that I'm going to take you down. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, when you get a fighter who just has wrestling on their mind and everything, it's just the opportunity to take you down. Those are probably the most dangerous fighters. Let's hit the play button. Yeah. Yep. And then this time, look at the different varieties of what he's doing. You see what I'm saying? Now he hit this takedown just off of his movements. What I'm trying to say, he's diversified. Look, he's moving. He's pretending like he's not going to do anything. He gets him to follow. Boom. Thank you for the hips once again. Gets to the hips, cuts the corner like I was telling you guys. That's what makes Gamrot really good to finish. And then he's back in these positions right here. Yeah, man, I was here. I was at this fight live. I can see why Jalin was probably frustrated. So again, but without further ado, guys, I want to break down Gamrot into the 3 T's, what I call the techniques, the tactics, and the threshold. Let's go. So the 3 T's, the techniques, the tactics, and the threshold. If there's one area where I would like to kind of start off with Gamrot, and I think it's probably his, that's because I think if there's one area that I feel like he really shines a lot, and I saw it against the Jalin Turner match, and I saw it against Armin, and I saw a bunch of other guys. Is tactically, his game plan is always good, man. He's always finding a way to take you down or steal rounds. And I think for that reason, man, I can't quite give him a 10, but I got to give him a 9. You know, tactically, the way he actually finds those takedowns, when he knows he's losing, he's a better competitor than he actually is a fighter. And the other one is his threshold. This dude's got a gas tank. I think if there's anybody that really has a gas tank where they're able to pull through for a fight, for a championship round, as we saw with Gamrot, it's his threshold. I think the biggest thing though too, I cannot give him a 10 because the fight with Benil kind of threw me off a little bit. But other than that, the biggest area where I feel like Gamrot could get really good is his technique. His technique. Can he add new tools to his arsenal? Does he have the ability of being a heavy hitter, of using that wrestling to really kind of start honing on some of that power? He's good at what he does, and if you're good at what you do, I guess continue doing it until you meet up with somebody like Khabib, like an Islam Makhachev. Then we'll really know how well-rounded you really are. But as of now, I think other than a guy like Islam Makhachev, I think this dude's got the best grappling or the better grappling. I want to forget that fight with him and Benil, but it is what it is. But I think there's one area that I feel that he could really hone in on and really get better at is right here. I'm going to have to give him a 7, man. And I'm kind of being generous. I almost kind of want to give him a 6.5. And that 6.5 is a lot of that. It's just for him to be able to continue to keep, just getting better, just adding new arsenals to your technique, because he does rely a lot of it on grappling, as I said before. Can you guys round that up for me? What's 18 plus 7? 25? Right here. See, I'm getting better at this guy. So I'm going to give him a 25 out of 30. I think a 25 out of 30 is really good for this dude because, these are 5 points. You got 5 points to get better, Gamrot. So again, man, I don't do this stuff to annihilate anybody unless your name is Israel Adesanya or Sean O'Malley. But there's 5 points where I feel like you should really hone in on. That's going to be mainly right here. I want to say that's a B. I want to say that's legit a B. So 25 out of 30 is what I have Gamrot. And these are the areas of concentration that I feel that he could use in order for him to actually get better and start chasing that world title like he's always wanted. Again, guys, a big thank you to our sponsor. That's right, Lifted Trucks. You may be 5'4", you may be a short king like Triple C, but on the streets, guys, when I'm in my lifted truck, I'm about freaking 12 feet tall. So again, guys, you may be an average Joe, but on the street, you could be the king of the jungle. So make sure to go to liftedtrucks.com and get your lift on. I'm your host, Henderson Cejudo, aka Triple C, and we are out.